before. All right, by the way, this is the time to invite people. If you know somebody that's supposed to be here, please share this video. Make sure you drop a like if you are on YouTube, especially. You can also share the link to this meeting on Zoom. Let everyone be here. It's going to be an interesting time that we're going to have. So, I was saying that I've gone through different phases at different time, and I realized that the state of my mind plays a very major role in the kind of experience that I have when it comes to money matter or my finance. So the same way, you are not just supposed to learn about 2 plus 2 and numbers and how to make money and all of those things. Someone say, why am I standing? I just decided to do standing because I want to be writing for you. This is class. You are in classroom. All right. So you will need to get fed. You need to get reminders. You need to get information in different areas of your life, not just how to make money, your skill, your business alone. So get ready for a balanced diet experience that we're going to be having for the next 52 weeks. And this is really going to change everything about our lives, our experiences as we know it. Now, let me start this way. The reason a lot of people are knowledgeable and broke is because they have not learned how to apply the things they know the right way. You and I will know people who know so much. Probably I'm talking about you. You know a lot of things, but you are still broke. You know a lot of things, but you don't have money, you don't have cash flow. You have learned so many things. There's absolutely almost nothing I'm going to say here tonight that is strange to you. You probably have had it before. You probably have even been a teacher who is teaching other people. You know, you can be a coach, what they call it now, a business consultant, all right, a trainer. You have this huge personal brand. You're talking about different things and all of that. But the reality of your life is not in agreement with the things that you say. It's not in agreement with the things that you teach. It's not in agreement with the things that you know. You are still broke. The purpose of that, or the reason for that, is tied to one simple thing: the fact that, yes, you know things. Yes, you have seen things. All right. Okay, somebody is touching something that they're not supposed to be touching on Zoom. Yes, you have seen things. Please don't mess around with the controls on Zoom. I don't know how to control it yet, so that we'll have the best experience. All right, so let's just stick to my face for now. All right, thank you. God bless you. So somebody was doing whiteboard. So I forgot my line of thought. So yes, you know things. Yes, you can teach things, but if you do not practice them, there is no way you're going to have the experience you desire. So this is very important and crucial foundation, and why this is one life arc that you need right now. Either you are 14 years old, or you are 70 years old, or you are even 80 years old. I deliberately took it to that level. So whatever level you are in life, all the things that we're going to be discussing in the next 52 weeks are important for you, not only for knowledge sake, but for you to be able to apply it. The two guys that are in the studio with me, you have an assignment to build a business, an income that will pay you thousands of dollars in cash flow in the next 52 weeks. Do you promise? If not, I'll chase you out of my studio. So your job is not just to come here and hold camera, and be switching. I forgot to switch to your camera. I just came to you now. That's not your job. All right. Your job is, while you're here, you're learning and you're implementing the things you're learning so that you can have a great result and a great life at the end of the day. So that is what is important for everybody. So I said all of that so that we can all be on the same page. While I'm teaching, I'm also learning. And I'm not just going to be the only one teaching and mentoring the next 52 weeks. I'm also going to be joined by guests. Sometimes there will be surprise guests, like tonight I have a surprise guest. Other times I will announce ahead, and whoever it is that I'm bringing that is going to come have a masterclass with us for the family meeting. And maybe some other time we'll do a little bit of the fun and the DJ show, because I really miss all of those things. But the truth is, what is important is that you need to be able to build a rock solid business. So what we want to do is that in the next 1 year, Good God. I didn't mention his name. Okay, your name is Good God. Hi, Good God. How are you? What I want to do in the next 1 year is for everyone that is under the sound of my voice right now to have a minimum of $10,000 income business by the end of the next 1 year. All right. Actually, the minimum is 1,000, but somehow I said 10,000. So it's between 1,000 to 10,000 US dollars. Now, that money could come in your local currency, no problem. If we use the Nigeria exchange rate right now, we're talking between 16 to 17 million naira monthly income. All right. That may sound big to you today. Don't worry. By the time we are done, you are going to see that it's really not big. Okay. And there are some who may be doing that number already. You have the liberty to expand it to any amount that you want because the foundation you already have will make it easy for you to do way more than that. All right. So that's what we want to do. And in order for us to get to that point, there are things we need to know, there are things we need to do, there are things we need to practice on a daily basis that is going to take us to that level very easily. The reality is, I have lived that life for several years now. I was telling some of my students on some of the recent courses that I created or that I'm creating that for a couple of years now, there is no 1 year that I do not earn over a million, over 100 million naira. There's no year. Even the years that I do not really sell product physically, somehow the income that still came in that year is still over 100 million. There are some years in the last, what year would that be? That is it, 7, 8 years now. I think 7, 8, 9 years. There are years that we did way more than that. There are years that we did just something between 600, and 700. There are years that we did something 200, but always at that level, at that realm. So somehow, without putting in effort, it comes natural to me on a yearly basis. Is that where I'm going? No. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons that sometimes if you come and check my account, you will not see money, making a lot of money, is because I live my life for people. Most of the time, it's all about who can I raise, who can I assist, who can I help. That's what makes me happy. That's what gives me joy personally. And that's the reason I'm teaching this, because the truth is, I should charge you to teach you these things I'm about to teach. All right. So you pay me, I make a lot of money, I go and live big boy life. No, 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 no. I'm doing this because what makes me happier than the money that you pay me is seeing your life change. And that is why it hurts me so much when somebody complains that, oh, they had been taking a training or being a part of my class in some cases, and they've not been able to make money. They've not been able to, have the kind of expectations that they have. It hurts a lot. And I wish I could wave a wand and just make things happen. But life follows principles. And we're going to talk about some of those principles today, which are very important. And I want you to pay attention to. So here is what we are doing. Every family meeting for the next 1 year, we're going to be taking one major topic or the other. The stretch of the class will last between 2 hours to 3 hours, so you have to prepare. I want you to do me a favor. Before next week, I want you to buy something like this. All right. Borrow money, beg, steal your mother's money, steal your boyfriend, your husband, your wife's money, and buy a notebook like this. All right. And then when you get a notebook like this, get a biro or a series of biros so that in case you lose one, and you will make notes. I will find a way to get you access to your workbook, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. But for the people who are part of LAP, you're going to be able to get your workbook. Yeah, I think I can make that happen for members of LAP. By the way, you can join LAP 2.0 for free. You don't need to have money now to join us. All right, that's a good thing. I want you to celebrate that in the house. Yeah, it's now free. So you don't need money, to be a part of this. So you can just join us easily. Okay. So I want you to get a notepad so that you will make intelligent note of your journey from week 1 to week 52, and you can be able to evaluate each step that we take, the things you're learning, the things you're implementing, because I'm not just going to teach, I'm going to give you assignments. Tonight, I'm going to give you assignments, things I want you to go and do, which lays the foundation for what we're trying to build. And every week when you come here, I'm also going to keep giving you assignments on things that you need to do in order to get you closer and closer to the lifestyle that we are looking for. So as I'm teaching this, I'm also making notes because I'm also applying the same thing to my personal life and businesses and the things that I'm building. And I want you to do the same thing so that we all get better with what we're doing. The Bible says faith comes by hearing and hearing by the word. So if you want to, okay, somebody else is doing so. Why is this? My co-host, what are you people doing? I don't know what I'm saying. So okay, I think it has gone back to my face now. So yes, because I'm not really looking at the Zoom. I'm actually looking at my monitor here. Okay. No. I can see TK. TK is online. Amazing. Well done. Okay. I want to sort something. 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. Please, this is a good time for you to share this live session with somebody. Let them know that we are live. Let them know that we are live. Fantastic. Okay. Fantastic. All right. So by the time we come back, we're going to go into our first lesson. I just wanted to lay the foundation and get ready, share this, like, and invite somebody. All right. I'll be back in a minute and then we're going to go straight up.
Behind every desire you admire are requisite action that you need to take in order for that desire to transpire. I want to say welcome, Accra, Ghana, to the 40 Streams Conference.
Here in the hall, you connect with great mentors. You get information that will make you relevant in your generation. And just the lack of this information can cost you another 10 years of frustration.
It's not a question of whether you can make money online. It's a question of what systems are you aware of that you can take advantage of to make money online.
So we are not looking at individuals that are just doing the thing. We are just looking at a crop of people who are banded together, seeing themselves as a team that is making a transgenerational change.
Until you take that decision and say, like the biblical character called Esther, if I perish, I perish. There won't be any change.
Most importantly, will you take action repeatedly? Because action is not enough. taking repeated action is what creates results.
The key is what? Focus.
Please, ladies and gentlemen,
That's right.
with a standing ovation, we want to welcome into this hall,
That's right.
Mr.
Yes.
Kwame and Sam Harvard. Put your hands together.
Yes.
Becoming a millionaire or billionaire is not a function of age. It's not a function of your nationality. It's not a function of gender, and it's not even a function of your spirituality.
People are saving lives on the internet. People are changing their families' financial standings using the internet. If today we have mobile money and my 72-year-old mother can send and receive money, it should tell you what technology is.
If you want to influence and impact people and you want to be comfortable, you will never get to influence and impact anybody, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome, everybody. Welcome back to the family meeting. All right, so tonight we're going to be starting out a 52-week long journey. And the title, I'm just laughing at myself because I didn't plan this. I didn't.
Recording in progress.
I didn't plan the things that I want to share, but somehow I'm here. So please indulge me. All right. The title of my presentation today, I'm about to say this, that if you're a public speaker, please don't do what I'm doing. That's not the way to do public speaking. You just start and talk. Well, I'm going to be talking to you briefly about the $10,000 business or $10,000 income, and we're going to be setting the goals and the mindset of a $10,000 income. All right. So almost everyone that is listening to me right now would not mind an extra $10,000. But there are realities that we need to first of all address. And that reality is the fact that fingers are not equal. So is everyone that is listening to me. You are not equal. Your levels differ. But regardless of the level you are in, there are principles that will still work if you apply it at your own level. To somebody, $10,000 income in a month is an history to them. To someone else, $10,000 income in a month is a future to them. To somebody, $10,000 income in a month, their mind had never even conceived it. So, regardless of the level you fall into, the principles will work for you if you apply it at your level. This is why I'm not going to do a generic application test. I'm going to do as much as possible segmented application tests so that whatever level you are, what you have to do will still work for you. So let me start this way. It is wrong for you to be planning or preparing for a $10,000 income a month when you have not done $1,000 income a month before. Can I repeat myself? It is wrong for you to be planning towards $10,000 income when you are yet to do $1,000 income. Why is that? Because the fact that someone is saying to you, oh, I want to teach you how to make $10,000 does not mean you are ready to make $10,000. I am not saying you do not desire $10,000 because you desire $1 million a month. You desire $1 million a day. As a matter of fact, how many of you remember when we were kids? And they used to say how much money you want, and we say uncountable million. I don't know how many of you said that. I used to say that, like, I want uncountable million, money that is so plenty. I had no idea what I was saying, but all I know is that it's abundance. I'm talking about abundance. I'm talking about money that I can use, so that when I'm eating, I can have 2 meats or 3 meats in the food, Those are the things that I was desiring. So I could eat Indomie. Indomie was something that I'm hoping that one day I'm going to be able to eat, because all I know about Indomie is the nylon, the used nylon. So I used to see the picture of what it looks like when they make it. Like, one day I will eat this thing that is always here. So eating Indomie was a futuristic desire, So I was expecting that when I make millions and uncountable millions, we call it uncountable though, but it's actually, we're trying to say uncountable millions, that I will be able to eat noodles. We have TV in the house, colored TV, very importantly, and we have video cassette player in the house. So it was around those things that I was hoping that if only I could get these uncountable millions, I would be able to get this kind of material things, which were the limits of what my mind could see at that time. All right. But of course, I didn't know what an uncountable million means. I didn't know what a million naira even meant at that time back in Nigeria. So a lot of people want to make a certain amount of money, say $10,000 in months, but the reality is they themselves, their subconscious is not ready for $10,000. So one of the easiest hack is to tone your application down to something you have not made before, but is less than the $10,000. Now, if you've done $10,000 before, feel free to scale it to 100,000 or to $1 million. That is because your level can carry that dream. You've done 10,000, you've done 100,000. Now you can go for a cool million. You've done 1 million. Now you want to expand it to 10 million. It's the same principle. The difference between $1,000 and $1 million is just 3 zeros. So add 3 zeros to it, you get $1 million. It's that simple by principle. All right. The application now differ because the levels are not the same. Okay. So it is very important. The things that I'm going to be sharing with you on the family meeting, especially from tonight, needs to be applied. I wanted to say applicated. That's not correct English. Needs to be applied based on your level. Okay. So while I'm going to mention $10,000, and yes, please desire it, even if you have not touched $10 before, you may want to apply yours by first saying, let's make $1,000 first. And then once we hit $1,000, then we can now expand and scale the principle that brought us to $1,000, so that that same principle can scale us and bring us to $10,000. Do you get it? All right. So let's start. In the 20th century, there was this debate about who was going to get awarded the most influential human being for the 20th century. And this was a research done by New York Times, and they had different big names that they were considering. And after about a couple of months of this consideration, they came to 2 major names. And the 2 guys were Sir Winston Churchill and Albert Einstein. And they were wondering, these 2 people had this huge contribution because Albert Einstein was the one who wrote the formula that led to the discovery of energy, which was the thing that gave rise to atomic bomb. Because the German scientist that discovered the possibility of atomic bomb was conducting an experiment that led into a simple fission, and so energy release was enormous. And he said, if they can capture this energy that is released and use it to power a weapon, they can create something that will change the world. Somehow that discovery got to the US, and the US said, before Germany do it, we will get it done before. And that created what they call the Project Manhattan by Oppenheimer, and created the first atomic bomb, the one they dropped on Japan. You know the one I'm talking about. Now, this was part of his contribution, apart from the theory of relativity and all of the things that this guy created, which help us to understand a lot of concept about our world. Incredible guy. Now, Winston Churchill, another guy from the UK, was the guy that practically stopped the Second World War. All right. He was like the good twin of Adolf Hitler. And he played a major role that stopped the war. All right. The atomic bomb also stopped the war because Japan would not have backed down if the bombs had not dropped. That's what they told us in history, by the way. So they were looking at these two guys, was like, which of the two would they give this award? And after a long deliberation, they gave it to Albert Einstein. And Albert Einstein made a quote while he was alive. And this quote is going to be the foundation of everything that I want to share tonight. He said, the significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level we were in when we created them. The significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level we were in when we created them. I kept quiet because I wanted that to sink in. If you look at your life today and there is something you do not like, if you look at your life today and there is something you want to improve, I am going to do my best to limit this conversation to individuals. What you don't like about your life today, what you don't like about your finance today, all right, cannot be solved if you remain at the same level you were in at the beginning or during that crisis or that thing you do not desire. Do you get me? If you understand what I'm saying, please give me 555 in the comment. All right? If all that you don't like about your finance, about your life, about your business, all right, was created at the same level you are right now, you can't solve it at the same level. What does this mean? It means that a change in our experience as human beings is a function of changing in levels. All right. It's a function of changing in levels. And I fly a lot. And one of the things that I learned because I researched a little bit about airplane, because I used to be afraid when we want to fly. And this one that happened in India recently has now made it difficult. So I'm thinking I'm going to be flying again very soon. Like, oh God, I don't like it. But then I have to do research about airplane, aerodynamics, and all the physics that goes around it. And one of the things that I discovered that was very interesting is that when an airplane is probably at 25,000 feet and there is turbulence, one of the things the pilot will do is to go a little bit above that turbulence, because at the level they were flying, that's where the wind was not in their favor. So when they go a bit above that level, they overcome all of the turbulence or the shaking that is happening in the airplane. So somehow, for you and I to overcome what we do not like about our life, we have to change level. It is our ability to change level that brings about a different experience, most of the times better experience, more pleasant experience than the one that we do not like. So let's apply that. To make $10,000 monthly income, you cannot be at the same level you are today. All right. You cannot be at the same level you are today. Why? Because the money you need or the cash flow level you need is also looking for you. The problem is looking for a different version of you. When I was an undergraduate, I was listening to a man on radio, and he made a statement that changed my life completely. He said he discovered in his entire life, he's a very wealthy man, that people who struggle, genuine struggle, they are hustling. They are hustling. It's Zoom that is giving me a lot of distractions. So they are hustling, they are doing some work, they are doing some things, and somehow the things that they want in life, they are not getting it. Remember when I was a kid, we were going to make uncountable millions so that we can buy Indomie and all of these things. So most times people chase money. I have a project, 300 million or $500,000, $1 million, and I need to make this money. I need to get this money. Or people chase material things. Oh, I want to get this car. I want to get that car. I want to get this house. I want to get wig. I want to get eyelashes. We chase things. So the man said, he discovered that if you want to have anything in this life, you have to find out, who do I have to become so that the things that I want in life will naturally gravitate towards me. He said, don't wish for a throne, become a king. Then anywhere you sit becomes a throne. Okay? It is not about the things we want to make, it's about the person that we are becoming. If I don't like how my life is, and sincerely I don't like it, I want it to change. It is not about how much do I need right now. It's about who do I need to become that this amount that I need will naturally gravitate towards me. Okay? So this is the foundation of everything you want. Everything I want. So my first question to you tonight is, who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? It's not what do you want to have. It's about who do you want to become. The more your mind shifts, the more your mind grows, the easier it will be for you to attract things that you are currently desiring, the things you're currently running after. I used to go to Sunday school, and I know today is Sunday. Some of you went to church, and in church, they used to tell us that there is a scripture, I think it's Matthew 6:33, said, seek ye first the kingdom and its righteousness. Then everything else that we have mentioned beforehand that are material things will be added to you. Why did he say the kingdom will be added to you? His righteousness will be added to you. Why did he say material things will be added? So it means what you should seek should never be material things or money. What you should seek should be a personality. What you should seek should be a consciousness. What you should seek should be a persona. What you should seek is a level of understanding. And understanding is a very powerful word. Understanding is the practical application of knowledge that produces the intended results of that knowledge. How many of you are science students? If you're a science student, type SS in the comment section. You did science somewhere, maybe primary school, secondary school, university, you did science somewhere. You all know this formula. E equals MC squared. Right? You all know this guy. But the reality is they use this guy to do a lot of things. I told you the first atomic bomb was made because of this. So the main question is, even though you know how to arrive and derive this equation, can you build an atomic bomb? Can you? No. You can't. But do you know this? Yes, we crammed it. We know how to solve this. So this is knowledge, but we don't have the understanding. The understanding of knowledge or information is how to use your ingenuity to turn that information to a producer of results that information was intended. Okay? So when you seek to understand, you are naturally seeking how do I get to produce expected results with the things that I know. So that is the personality you want to become. That is the person you want to become. So let me give you one simple question that I'd like you to answer me right now in class. All right. Between you getting $10 million, 10 million US dollars, somebody just give you $10 million right now. Good stuff, interesting stuff. And you having the opportunity to be a business partner with Elon Musk. He will not put any money into that business. The only thing he will put into that business is that you have access to him for 1 hour every month. Any question you ask him, he answers you. Whatever you want to discuss with him, he gives you full attention, full time, and all. Which of the two would you choose? Will you choose Elon Musk or 10 million? Your answer now. We choose 10 million or you choose Elon Musk? Your answers in the comment right now. Give me the answer. Give me the answer. Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, somebody picked 10 million. Fantastic. Thank God. Thank God we have a $10 million richer person. Steven. A lot of you are choosing Elon Musk. A few people are choosing 10 million. Okay. So why would you choose Elon Musk? Why not $10 million? The reason is very simple. Understanding. The information about results, outputs that you can get from the mouth of the richest man on earth within 1 hour, if you have the right questions, if you ask the right question, is worth 400 billion, because that's his personal worth, and is worth a couple of trillions of dollars, because that's his entire empire's worth. $10 million is good. You can do a lot of things with it, but it is based on your own understanding. The result you will get with $10 million is based on your understanding. Being able to hack into the mind of someone whose understanding level is far above yours is one of the biggest blessings that you can get. Do you understand it now? Do you understand it now? So it is not about what you have right now. It's about what result you can generate. It's about what result you can produce. And this is why if I have $10 million and Elon Musk is offering 1 hour a month mentorship session, I will even add 1 million on top. I say, you this one, take it buy a car and water on top. Take 11 million. Let me just be able to ask you questions and stuff. Because guys, just one simple insight from that guy based on what he knows. One simple insight from him based on what he knows can turn you to a billionaire in 1 day, in 1 month. Just one. Just one. A couple of years ago, somebody sent me a message and was like, oh, they need my help. Do I have this? Do I have that? Which was like a link to a business in the US. So yes, I run a US business. So we're trying to do a transaction across 3 countries. We have a little bit of roadblock. We need your help. How can you partner with us to get these things done? I said, tell me more. And they finished talking, and then the total transaction that we're going to run was over $1 million. And they said if I could help them with this bottleneck they're having, that they are going to give me 30% of that, which comes to about 400,000 US dollars. I was like, okay. So you mean if I just help you with this part of the deal, what I get is this amount? I say yes, because without your help, we cannot finish the deal. Now, that was scary for me, really, because I started calling everybody, hey, $400,000 for doing nothing. It's just using my influence to get you something, and then you're paying me that kind of money. There are a lot of people who work very hard, and if they make $50,000 in a year, it's testimony, household. But just by sitting down with one phone call, there's a deal. It will take me roughly about 2 months for the entire process. But it's not a work I do every day. It's just the time it will take for it to mature and for me to get the money, for them to get the transaction concluded. And I'm going to be paid $400,000 for just that. So there is so much that is happening all around the world that you will get access to when you are in connection with somebody with understanding. Why is this important for you? The most important thing you want to grow into as you develop yourself is to become a person of understanding, which is someone who knows how to get a result with information that is being given. Everybody receives an information, but you know exactly how to produce results with that information. That's exactly what we are talking about. So the money you're looking for is looking for you, but it's looking for a version of you that has understanding. So $10,000 that we are trying to get, all right, is also looking for you. If you want more than $10,000, that amount is also looking for you. But we need to set the foundations correctly. I will be teaching you skills. I'll be sharing business ideas with you. I'll be introducing you to so many things in the next 1 year. We're going to be implementing businesses together. So much are available for us to do. But we will not get the kind of results we are looking for if we do not deal with this foundation. So this foundation is the key that is going to lead us into what we are looking for. Okay, so this is the first thing that I want you to get. Now, today I will be sharing with you about 3, 4 to 5, as much as time will permit me, things that we need to do in order to prepare for a $10,000 monthly income. So we're going to do a little bit of breakdown. We're going to do a little bit of planning. We're going to do a little bit of goal setting. And I'm going to give you assignment and things that you have to do before next week, so that when you come next week, you're going to be giving me reports based on the things that I'm going to give to you as we lay the foundation. But before we get into those 3 things, I told you I have a surprise guest for you. I came with this. So it's like I watch one program. The person has Agogo, and that one's Shekere. So me is this cock guy that I have. So my guest is somebody that those of you who have followed me for years would have heard me talk about so many times. You've heard me talk about this person so many times. Most of the stories that I share somehow has one thing or the other to do with the time we spent together. The day we met, I was a broke person who was living in a one-room, self-contained, in a very poor city, a small town, fully civil servant city. All right. And I was doing a financial breakthrough seminar. I fear myself. And the seminar was so big, I had just about 4 people in attendance. But I used an executive lounge to host the seminar. And one guy just walked in and, he just sat down, we're talking and, was asking intelligent questions like, who is this guy? Your question is not Oshogbo level. I mean, like, your question is, who are you, man? So after the event, It turns out that it was sent in by a friend of mine. I said, oh, one of my guys, Sam, is having a seminar. I would like you to go there, attend, listen to what he has to say and stuff. So it's like, oh, you are AI flyer guy. I mean, you're not, I could tell. I mean, and that was how we got to know, and we went to do a lot of incredible things together. Some of you might know him on social media. Some of you might know him through politics. Some of you might know him through business. Some of you might know him through what else now? In different ways. But for most of you who have followed me for years, I've mentioned different things that has to do with him. So I want to bring up stage my oldest friend. It's not oldest friend. I have other friends that are older than him. Not by age, I mean, that I've known for longer, but it's like for the longest of times, be my closest friend. And when I call you my closest friend, like he said to me today, that I don't know why you and I only get to talk once in a while. And then we now talk and talk and talk and don't stop talking. Sometimes we might not speak for 1 year. But when we get to talk, oh my God, it's a whole lot of things. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I want you to put a lot of fire emojis and stuff. Somebody say Akin Alabi. It's not Akin Alabi. Put some fire emojis in the stuff as I welcome to the stage the doctor himself. I don't know which of your names I will call now. He has plenty names. I believe you can hear him. So we are going to start with a bit of podcast style. So we're just this, people can hear us. So how many of you recognize this amazing face? I'm growing my beard too. Maybe it will be like his own one day. You know, I just want to look very scary and very rich and very powerful. And all that. This is Dr. Ayo, by the way. Please say hello to
Hi guys.
family meeting.
I hope you're good. I've been having a very wonderful time just sitting here and listening. And I think that what I really like about this is that, I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen several times that a person's life can change in 6 months. Like I've seen it over and over and over and over and over. Okay. The antithesis to that is that I've also seen people whose life did not change in 10 years. All right. So that's not to scare you, but I mean, when I see things like this, makes me very, very happy. I'm just really happy because when Sam was talking, when you were saying something about choosing to speak with Elon Musk, becoming, I think that what we don't get with that is that look, the way your mind is and the way your mind works, if you leave yourself, if you give yourself time, eventually, maybe when you are 100 years old, you would have learned. But imagine spending 100 years to learn. Then how many years are you going to use to, apply? Yeah, to implement the things that you have learned. So it is not that you will not learn. It's the fact that you don't want it to take you too long, because when are you going to enjoy life, right? So when you interact with other minds, you translate, you transport, you
transpose.
Do you get? So that's what's happening to you. That's why sometimes you know things, but you don't know that you know those things. So it is now when somebody shows you, then something inside you connect and says, yeah. Because and that's what happens when, so when you're speaking with the people and then some of them take action. Yeah, it's because now they have some type of weakness. Like, yes, I should do this. Oh, yes, I know that if I do this, my life will change. And so I'm just very happy to.
It's amazing. I like the angle that you brought this from. Some of the best teachers are people who actually speak to what you already know and bring you to a level where it's like escape velocity. You are able to now do or take actions based on the things that you know before. I think we have gone past the era of ignorance because there is ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So you practically can know a lot of things. And most of the things that we are talking about or that I've talked about or you're going to talk about are things that you can easily type in ChatGPT
Yeah,
and it's going to
I'm
bring it
fine.
out for you.
Yeah.
You can read it to you.
Yeah.
But the reality is, what are you going to make with that thing? So it's that result, that change of life that happens because of the things you are learning.
Yeah.
That is what is the key thing that we are trying to emphasize. And why I really want to do this session before I allow you to speak is I have seen us grow from one level to another level. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, but never below where we used to be. It's always better and better at the end of the day. And there's a story I used to share. I was telling him when he came in earlier before we started that. Do you know that there was a period that we both decided to contribute and save money to buy a dream car, which was a 2001, not 2021, 2001 Camry pencil, Toyota Camry pencil, very old pencil. It was 700,000 naira at the time. And before I met him, I had been saving money trying to buy that car. No way. First year, no way. Second year. And then I met him, said, I like his head. Plus my head. If we put two good heads together, we should be able to get this thing sorted. And then we tried. The year finished, we didn't get it. So this is the guy that we actually put our two heads together. Those of you who remember that story, every time I talk about it, pencil light. Yeah, this is the guy. So I've seen all of those things that we were doing. We had other friends. Why was it that we stood out so much that naturally our friends just dropped off? What could it be? What was that unique thing?
So I think that succeeding is lonely. I think it's a lonely journey. So so to be honest with you, it's simple logic. It's simple logic. If you take the world's money, 80% of the world's money belong to 20% of the people, right? So it basically means that if you go out there and you gather 10 people, the chances are that 8 out of those 10 people are poor or say broke. And so if you are growing and you're a young person, the chances are that your friends are not there yet. I mean, mathematics, right? So this is not a slight on anybody, right? It's just math. So if you decide that you are going to succeed, what you are directly inviting into your life is loneliness, is difference, is the fact. So those people will stay with you for as long as nothing about you challenge them. So they are with you because you are cool. But when you start to take action and you start to talk differently, because that's where you start.
Yeah, is it talking?
Yeah, that's where you start because
Is it
yeah,
talking?
because
I know people that used to laugh at me by the things that I used to say. Oh, I'm rich. Oh, we are business stuff. We are this millionaire. This.
I was on a podcast yesterday, and I mentioned this. I mentioned this part of the story about how I was speaking. And I said, look, I've seen it when something happens inside you, and because it's inside, it's called inside for a reason, because nobody sees it. But once you start to talk, of course, your words come from inside of you, and so you start to reflect those things inside you, and you start to offend them. Now, when I say offend them, I'm not saying that they are terrible people. No. It's not that they are horrible. It's not that, it's just that you are contradicting, maybe for some people, if you are 25-year-olds, you are contradicting 25 years of programming. I mean, sometimes even you pity them, because how dare you start to speak and you are even age mates. So it's not like you're even like a 60-year-old person telling them, they've known you. They don't even know when you started to change, and then so when you start to change, they're thinking, why are you, what's wrong with you? Yeah. So the first thing is what's wrong with you. So I think that when we met, for me, let me say personally. So that part of the story when you said, when you were hosting that seminar, when I got in, this was what's going through my mind. I was like, this is me. Like this is just me this is just somebody who is me, just bears a different name and bears a different surname. That was my thought. That was just my thought. Like, this is me. And that was it. I wasn't thinking about any other thing. The questions I asked was because I imagined that those questions I asked were things that you wanted to talk about, but had not talked about. And so we're having.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can go.
All right. So, that was what it was for me. So I think that apparently we just lose those friends. I think it's just bound to happen, and I think people should be prepared for that. Yeah, it's be prepared for that, because if you are going to be top 10% or top 1%, that means that if you find yourself in a room of 100 people, that means that at least 89 of them or 90 of them are not going to be your friends. So I think that's just
Yeah, it's very important because there's this saying that if you have 5 friends and you're the smartest of the 5 friends, you should change your group. You should always be the dumbest of all the group of friends that you have. So, how to know that you are living a wrong life if you are the richest, the smartest, the most exposed of the people you call friends. Now, it doesn't mean that you lose goodwill or these people lose goodwill with you. It's just that you limit the ear, eye, and face time that you have with those people. You want to spend more of your time with people that are looking like where you want to go. When we talk about friendship, a lot of people think your friends should be people of your age grade, like we are both 20 years old, and then you can be 20 and you have a 45-year-old friend who has done the things that you want to do. So you should rather find a way to become friends with people like that, because they will have to find a way to pull you. We had a friend that was older than us. We used to call him Uncle. And Uncle back then gave us a push to start a business back then, which was to buy a bike. And then hire a delivery guy that will be riding the bike and will be picking gas cylinder from people's houses, go and fill the gas cylinder, and then return it to the people. So the business offering was that, how much were they filling gas then? 3,000 naira.
3,000.
Nigeria.
So ridiculous amount of money. Yeah.
12 kg was like 3K back then. So we were doing it for people at 2.8. We're saving them 200 naira.
Yeah.
And then we're also picking up and delivering.
Yeah.
So number one, we'll pick up your cylinder and deliver it back to you, and you still get to pay less than 3,000.
So if you allow us to make your life more comfortable, we'll pay you 200 naira. We'll save you 200 naira.
As simple as that. So that's what we were doing, and it was cool. And then I thought during the election, I think it was 2015 election, I brought one idea, which was database of people all across Nigeria. And we started this bulk SMS thing. We got only one client.
For local government.
We got only one client. And so we were pushing those. And eventually we met another friend. His name is AY, great guy. And AY was doing this training thing for coppers. And somehow he met AY, they did business together. And then he told AY, I have another friend who is this. I've been telling you this story. This is the guy. This is the guy that did that thing. So he said, I have this guy who is the best marketer I've ever seen. Is this, is that, is that. And we met with AY. And the first month that they did a training that I joined, the revenue was 350,000 naira. And after the three of us sat and we used that strategy we did for multiple places at a time, after 5 months of running this, the revenue a month had grown to 15 million. Now, you all have also heard me tell you a story about a friend that saw that and say, I have this idea about to start, and I worked with his idea and made 23 million first day of business. This is the guy. So
before you continue on the story, so if I say I'm a big fan of words, right? I think that if people understand words, it really helps them. So people will ask you, so if someone says, what what you're saying right now, what kind of company do you keep?
Mm.
People say that. People say, what kind of company do you keep? And then of course, over time, it became the same word that you use for having an organization, like a business, having a business. So your company, right? Good. Do you know that the etymology of that word is panis, right? Which means bread. The panis there is bread.
Mm.
And then the com is the people that you break bread together.
Mm.
Now, it gets interesting because when you think about it, you will think that, why do you have to break bread with people? Can't you just go and break bread with yourself? But it turns out that the quality of the bread is the quality of the people.
True.
So the money that you will make, who you will become, who you will become depends on who you see, who speaks into you, who deposits into you, who reflects you. Look at me now. I can stay in front of a mirror and I can see clearly. I can also stay in front of something also reflective, but not as clear as a mirror, right? And so it means that even if I was well dressed or if I was badly dressed, I can't readjust because I'm not even properly reflected. So when you were saying stuff about, so we don't talk in a while, but when we talk, we just keep talking. It's because we are talking, there's sharpening, there's just going. Just this evening we've spoken for like 1 hour plus, and I was like, look, we've spoken for 1 hour. So so when you are saying that, I can totally, I've seen it, I've experienced it, and like I said, it's just good that this is happening. This is happening for a lot of people because you will find out that, these minds that I'm listening to, they are like mine. Maybe the only difference is that they've expressed, they've experienced, they've lived the things that I instinctively know that I should live. And then you listen, and then you are able to take action. So it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
So I actually just wanted to do this little podcasting before I allow him speak to us, just to present to you officially for the first time. A lot of you who have heard me tell all of these stories, and this is the man behind it. He was there when I bought my first car. You actually did the transaction for me.
Yeah.
I was in Abuja for a speaking engagement, and then he did the transaction for the first car. When I was going to buy the second car, he was also there with Uncle. Uncle was there too. So we went and bought it. I took those 2 cars to church the same day. Somebody called him and said, what was it? Did the person ask you what I was doing? Like,
do you know what was interesting about that story? No. So I think 4 months before that time, I went to somebody. If I mention his name, you remember him. So I went to somebody in that church, and I say, because he was intelligent, like just someone that we respected. If I mention his name, you just remember. So I told him, I said, look, me and Sam, we're about to do something. We're about to do something. I'm like, we're about to make a lot of money. And then he was interested, and then I explained to him, and then how you tell somebody, we're about to do something, I'm going to make a lot of money. The person is interested. And then when you start to explain, and then you start to see the person lose interest. Not lose interest from, I'm no longer interested in that you are going to make me, but like, I don't believe that you, I don't believe that you will make that kind of money. And then it happened. And that was so amazing.
When you live in a place where people used to laugh at you when you speak in a certain way, now this is very important. Please write this down. You have to become a millionaire before you have the millions in your account. What it means is you have to have the personality of a millionaire. You have to think like one, act like one, speak like one, behave like one, go to places where they go, all right? Do the kind of things that they do before you even have the cash. So personally, as soon as I learned this was roughly about 5-7 years before we met that I had learned this. I had nothing. But I was talking like one. Who was it I was talking to yesterday? Was it you? I was talking to you about my sponsor in school, my uncle that sponsored me in school.
Yeah.
Took me as a financial mentor.
Yeah.
And I was still an undergraduate. This man owns pharmacies across different states in Nigeria. He takes contract from government, multi-millionaire, but he still call me his financial. Not that he tells me, he tells his friend when I'm there that this is my financial mentor. Said the things that this boy tells me when I do it, my businesses grow. He's the one paying my school fees, doing all of these things. Just imagine that kind of thing. So, and I didn't have money because I just get to know things because I had learned that the money is the last thing that comes. The becoming is the first thing that happens. When you chase the money first and you have not become, even if you make it, it will get you to become more miserable. So it's first, who are you becoming? All right. So I used to say those things, and then breakthrough happened. The breakthrough was not planned for self. It was just one thing. I think it was a case for me. It was a case of preparation meeting, opportunity kind of thing. Yeah, so that happened and past money came, and it came very big. And, we bought the cars. And then the people who had seen me who used to say, what's he saying? Every time I talk about, they say it, you can make it, you have money, you're a millionaire. And, so they were not like, was I doing Yahoo or something?
I don't remember. It was one ridiculous.
Was it Yahoo or blood money or something like that?
It was one ridiculous question.
so that was so I wanted us to see him, and so that he can come and attest to those stories. That all these stories, I was there when it was happening. I saw it. I was there. I knew everything all through as it happened. So this is Dr. Ayo, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be sharing something incredible with you. I want you to get his perspective. You're going to mix it with your perspective, and I'm going to put my perspective at the end, and you mix the three together. You are now wiser than him.
Yeah.
You have more understanding than me, and you are now a far better version of yourself because you have the things that you need to do. When he's done, it's just going to talk to you for just about 15 minutes. I don't chop most of his time, just straight to the point kind of thing. But please, he's loaded. It's not just the beard, so it's loaded like his head and stuff. Incredible, amazing guy. And there's a difference. He doesn't like this thing I'm about to say. There's a difference between me and him. I believe that I grew up in privilege because his parents are rich. So, but he never followed the path because he's one guy that has never mentioned inheritance, has never leveraged on the fact that he's from a very powerful family. But everything he's been able to do since I met him has been what he did by himself. Just like Davido, yeah. Well, maybe he still uses family stuff a little bit, but the truth is he's still so hardworking, regardless of the fact that he had access to some cool wealth. Me, we don't have nothing. Yes. I had to build and then meet someone who came from a lot. He doesn't like it.
But what is the difference? Like
the difference is the mindset. There are some things that I learned by looking at you. You understand? I deliberately just put you forward, and this is very important. So why you have to be very careful who you roll with, especially those who are still a lot younger, maybe in your 20s or your 30s. You have to really pay attention to this. I learned them by looking at you. There are situations that scare me, but when I look at your balance, you are just fine. You're not panicking. So there must be something you have seen. There must be something growing up. There must be. The last time we flew together was the day we met Fal's father.
Yeah.
The way you went to go and meet the man, just like, oh my God, like, it's like, are you serious? So there are things he has seen. I had to learn by looking at him. And when I see the way he does it, I will go and arrange too. So when you meet me, you think, yeah, my father is one hot child.
And then you're going to do it better.
So which is now me. I don't get where to go. See, if this man failed, he can't fail. Why? All he needs to do is to go and meet his father. Father, I have sinned. Bless me. Is that he's still big? He's still alive. So he could just do. He's not choosing to do that. He's building his own stuff. He has always been doing that since I met him. And that inspires me personally. All right. So you're going to learn a lot from him. And then when it's done, I'm going to come back. And there are about 3 things that I think I'm going to add to you and then give you assignment for the week before we call the first week a day. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me receive as I present to some and introduce to other the Dr. Ayo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I'll be back.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you so much. All right, so this is going to be brief, and it's so good to be here. I see a couple of names on the screen. Treasure Kalu, good to see you. I mean, like, at least now I know that you're here. The other place, I did not know you were there. And I see very amazing names. Sorry, I mean, I can't call out all the names, but I'm telling you that I acknowledge your presence. I see it. I love it. I so treasure it, right? And I do not take it for granted, right? There is no artist without the audience, right? It just doesn't work, right? So it is the audience that makes the artist. So I mean, without you, I don't even exist. And so I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much. All right, so this is going to not take time at all, right? And I want to quickly, share a concept, and I want you to understand it, right? So, wherever you are, you have to know that where you are leads directly to where you are going or where you want to be. Because the first challenge is that people think that, okay, I'm lost. People think that they are lost. People think that they're in point A, and that where they're going is point C. And so they think I have to first find point B before I can get to point C. So people subconsciously think like that. But I'm here to tell you that point A, there's a straight line from point A to point C. You don't have to get to point B. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you're not careful, you might find yourself looking for what is not lost. And that's where people waste most time, trying to figure out, trying to decide what it is that they do not have. Whereas I tell you categorically that you have everything that you need. So that's one concept, and I'm going to put it together. Second is that there is no problem with no. There's no problem with life telling you no. There's no problem. There's no problem with things telling you no. There's no problem with the fact that you have not made the kind of money that you want to make. That's the type of no. There are no problems with that. You have to be at home with no. It's just okay. Sometimes, I would say take no for an answer, right? They'll tell you, don't take no for an answer. Don't take no for an answer. And it makes you really bitter, and then you are struggling. No, it's okay. But here is the thing. When people tell you no, or when things tell you no, say you try to do something, maybe you were expecting to make $1,000 from something, and then you don't make $1,000 from it. That's a no. That's okay. Maybe you're trying to make $10,000 from something, and you don't make $10,000 from that thing. That's a type of no. That's okay. But this is what you have to understand. Every time that you receive a no, don't take it personal. And this is what I mean. The no is not to you. Yes, it was you that experienced the no, but the no is not to you. The no is to that present version of you, which basically means that your name, say Stephen. Stephen, you can ask the same person for the same thing, and you can ask for it 5 times, and the person says no. You can ask for it the 6th time, the person says no. Same asking for same thing, asking for same person. You can ask the 7th time, and the person says yes. What do you think happened there? What happened is that you had grown, you had become. So, what I want you to plan, what I want you to think about this whole 52 weeks really is, focus on becoming. And so I want to make it practical because, people say, oh, this is too much, this is too philosophical, this is too figurative. Please tell me, how exactly do I become differently? So I'll tell you how you will become different, how you become better, how you become bigger, how you become the person who gets a yes from the same places that he or she, has got a no, right? I will do that. But I also want to tell you, because there's a need for encouragement. There's a need for you to know when you start to become. And Sam mentioned it, I mentioned it, right? Sometimes you are the only one who knows. And this is how you know. You start to become uncomfortable with what other people regard as impossibilities. So you start to become uncomfortable. You start to question why you have not made more than $2,000 a week or a month, or question why you have not made more than $10,000 a week or a month. And you start to question limits. And then you start to get angry at limits. And then you start to see that there wasn't any particular limit, really. This is how you know that you've started to become. And how do you become? Let me tell you how you become. Because so people will say that my name is Ayo, right? And so I do things. Why do I do things? I do things because I'm Ayo. So they will say this is how Ayo does things, right? Good. Now, how it works in life is that because I'm Ayo, I do things. But if Ayo wants to change, what Ayo needs to do is that Ayo now needs to change what Ayo does. So it means that the man becomes the deed makes the man. So you want to become different, you want to become better, you want to become bigger, you want to become, which is the keyword. What do? You take an analysis, you take an audit of what you do, first of all, right? Now, it's not because I actually want to, attack what you do. Attack is strong, but I'm saying I'm not trying to focus on what you do. No. I'm trying to tell you to use what you do presently to figure out how you think. Right? Because that's the thing. That's really the thing. And so when you figure out what you do and say, okay, this is what I do, and then you can say, okay, this is who I am. So on a page on the left side, you write what you currently do generally, which is an inkling into how you think, and then you write out practically, what you will now do that you had not been doing before, that you have not been doing before. And as simple as this looks, this is the trick. This is the trick. It does not matter on what it is that you are right now. I mean, this is a 52 week long exercise that is supposed to change your financial status. Yeah. But Sam mentioned at the beginning that the things that actually determine your money most times are not even really money, right? So if you focus and change what you do, then those new things will now change who you are, so that process is the process by which you become. Now let me tell you this, because it's important to put these things into perspective, right? And people will say that you can be rich. And then you ask people, and then everybody will say, "Oh, I'm going to be rich. I want to be rich." And then, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. If I say I'm going to be rich, anybody can say they'll be rich, right? Anybody can talk big, right? But if my daily activities, if the things that I wake up every day to do is the same thing that I wake up every day to do when I was broke or when I was poor, when I'm poor, and if it's the same thing I'm going to be doing, then to be honest with you, you shouldn't be surprised that I didn't become rich. Why? Because I didn't change, because I didn't become anything different at all. So it was a service here. And I'm going to tell you this so you can understand how, sometimes you stay with your conviction. You know some things, you had some things, and then you begin to practice. And then at the beginning, it can be really, really weird. So we're serving. Now, at the time when we were serving, this should be 2013. Yeah, right? 2013. Yeah. 2013. At that point in time, the state government would pay core members 5,000 naira. The federal government will pay 19,800 naira. So between the state government and the federal government, and now think about it now, it's just crazy. So between the state government and the federal government, they would give you a core member. A core member is somebody who has gone to university and spent 4 plus X years minimum. I mean, think of this is really funny. Guy, I mean, this is horrible. It's totally horrible. So federal government and state government will look at you after years of education and decide that what you are worth is 25,000 naira monthly. Now, I want to put this into perspective for you because you need to understand it. At that point in time, if you went to maybe an eatery to eat, or maybe a buka or a cafeteria, all of those things. Ordinarily, I remember that if we go with a couple of friends, maybe there are 6 of us or 8 of us, we would spend about 8,500 to 10,000 naira eating. So that means that everyone will spend maybe an average of 1,500 naira, to eat. So it means that if I eat out 20 times, all the money that federal government gave me is done for the month. Federal government and state government. So I thought to myself that this cannot be the life, right? This cannot be the life. How can this be the life? How can it be that if I gather my friends and I say, oh, let's go eat, we are only going to be able to eat from my salary just twice and the salary would have finished. That is not a life, right? That cannot be a life, right? Now, that mindset was, for me, what started to change what I went on to do or what I did not even try to do at all. And I'm not saying this to confuse anybody. I'm saying that you can scale the same thing. Now, that same mindset, I still scaled it. I scaled it because, I was paid 98,500 because it was a medical salary scale, right? Okay. I scaled it. At that point in time, if you got a job paying you 200,000 naira monthly, you will go to a church and go do Thanksgiving. And that's okay, because that's a wonderful thing that God has done for you, right? That's really good. But at that point in time, Linda Ikeji had bought 500 million naira worth of house at Banana Island. So look, this is where it gets interesting. So it means that if I was the one who got that job for 200,000 naira and I had gone to church and done Thanksgiving, and my mom and my brothers and everybody they already started bragging and say, oh, our brother now has, or our son now has a good job, or is employed, whatever. If I was that person who got the job and I decide to save, or maybe miraculously I could save the money without touching it. I don't know how that could ever happen. But let's just assume that it happened, that I never spent out of 200,000 naira that was paid to me every month. If I kept it for a year, I would have what? 200,000 naira in 12 places. That would be 2.4 million naira. Good. Now, if I happen to keep it for 10 years, I would have 24 million naira. If I happen to keep it for 30 years, which is the length, which is like, you're supposed to work for 30 years, right? And then you have to retire, something like that, right? So if I'm able to save that money for 30 years, I would have 24 million in 3 places. That would be 72 million. Oh, okay, but 30 years, I would have been promoted. My salary would have increased. So let's adjust all of that. So instead of calling it 72 million, double it, call it 144 million naira. It is impossible that I didn't touch the money, right? It is totally possible that I didn't spend all the money. It's totally impossible. But let's just assume, because this is where it gets crazy in your mind, and then you just decide that there's no way I'm not successful. So if you double it, that is 144 million naira. I just told you now that at that point in time, one human being had bought a house for herself for 500 million naira. So it means that, so what it told me, what I saw, and which scared me, and then informed that I made sure that I decided to put my life on a trajectory where success just has to happen. Is that I realized that it means that some people will work for 30, 35, 40 years gather and do, and never, ever, ever really live in a house that was worth 150 million naira. So I thought, okay. Let's sit down. Let's think about this. Am I special? Are you? Is it that you are special? Do you think you are special? So I realized, no, I'm not special. Okay. So why are you thinking like this? Or the most important question, why are others not thinking like this? I think others weren't thinking like that because that is not how they were programmed to think. The education that we all went through did not program us to think like that. In fact, our parents didn't even program us to think like that. you know, Everything that you see around you mostly programs you for little, mostly programs you for small, mostly programs you for just below there, mostly programs you to just get by. You are not programmed for extraordinary. So it is your job. And the reason I'm saying this, and the reason why this is why is because I'm speaking directly to mindset. I am telling you that if you don't revisit your mindset, you will run the program that you were programmed by. You will run the way that you are programmed to run. You have to reprogram yourself for big things. And it starts with changing, how you think. And then the mirror of how you presently think is to check the things that you do. And the way you change how you do things or who you become now is to change those things that you do, which of course stems from changing your mindset, changing how you think, deciding what is enough or what is not enough. It's always a benchmark, right? It's always a benchmark. In Nigeria, we have this phenomenon that I don't think exists in other parts of the world. I mean, I've not seen other parts of the world. Sachet water, it's called pure water, right? So it made better economic sense to drink pure water than to drink bottled water because maybe at that point in time, bottled water was 50 naira, sachet water was 5 naira. So it will look like if I drink bottled water, that means that I've drank the value of 10 sachet water. I want to call it pure water because it's just easier to call it pure water. So instead of wasting the money of 10 pure water and drinking bottled water, it's not better to just be drinking pure water because good. My point is, so at some point, some people will decide that it is bottled water that I will be drinking. And then they will forget about they will stop comparing bottled water to pure water. They will decide that, okay, this is what I deserve. Now, scale that because it's the same thing. Scale that. People can tell you that you should be able to get by in life. People can tell you that you can take 1 year. People can tell you that 1 year is not enough to change your life. You have to decide. You have to decide because it could be true. Yeah, because I just told you now, and I'm sure you've seen it. You've seen people, look, let's do it like this because I'm in a class group. Of course, we all went to universities and we all went to secondary schools. And I look at the groups and I ask myself, how many of us are really successful? How many of us are successful? How many? You have to ask yourself that. And the reason this is important is because if you decide that you are going to be looking outward for how to make the changes that you need to do to make your life better, you will not find it anywhere. Oh, good things that you find in places like this. But I'm saying that when you leave this place, this is probably 2 hours or 3 hours I'm teaching. When you leave this place, you are going to go back to that reality where people don't believe that you can succeed. And so it's important to bear that in mind and to know that it will be lonely, but it has to be done. It's lonely because it begins to change who you are. You begin to do things that people laugh at you and say, what are you even doing? it begins to get lonely because at some point, right inside you, you are sure that you are on the trajectory to change your life, but it's not yet obvious. Now, I'm going to wrap up with this, So there was this simple test, and they will say that do you want a half penny that doubles every day, or do you want say $2,000? Yeah, 2 million. Yeah. Now, for 30 days, half that doubles every day for 30 days. And then this lump sum here. On the surface, most people will just pick the lump sum. And I'm asking you not to be most people. And this is my point. So, on the first day, when it doubles, it just becomes $1. Nothing. You can't still compare $1 to $2,000. Right? On the second day, when it doubles, it's just $2. You can't still compare $2. On the third day, it's $4. You can't still compare. and then go and do it. Go and check it. And then on the 25th day, on those 20 days, it now doubles, and then it goes way beyond that lump sum that could have been your choice. What's my point? My point is this is 52 weeks, right? Right? Don't expect anything. You will do, right? But on the first week, it might not look like anything is happening. Second week, it might not look like anything is happening. But trust me, something is happening. I've told you, I've seen it. I've seen it over and over and over and over again. If you stay the course, your life will never be the same again. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you are able to play to yourself. I mean, I may be back in a couple of weeks to ask how you are doing and see, ask questions, and then maybe you can ask proper questions in terms of what you're doing, what you're building, who you're becoming, challenges that you're facing, how you handle maybe dynamics, family dynamics, financial dynamics. There's a lot of things. I'll be back. I think I'll be back, right? Most likely I'll be back, and then we can deal with those questions. But most importantly, I am telling you, I want you to promise that when you start to get lonely, when you start to get like you're not seeing results, you will stay the course. Because I'm telling you that I've seen it happen so many times when a person will stay a course and then their lives will change. All right. So thank you so much. I hope.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. I need to blow this thing for you. Amazing. Please, what do you have to say to Dr. Ayo? Please put it in the comments so I can read some. Welcome, Doctor. They are thanking you. Thank you. Powerful emoji. Thank you. That's from all the way from Cameroon. Clothed. Thank you. I hope you have learned something. What stood out the most for you? Okay. All right. So right now we are going to do something interesting. We're going to do something interesting. Thank you so much, Doctor. That was amazing. I was learning and typing right there behind the stage. This is interesting. Very, very interesting. Stay on course even though it gets lonely. Yeah. Fantastic. You can't do what you used to do and expect a change. Oh, fantastic. Amazing. 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 All right. All right. Fantastic. Okay. All right. So I need a volunteer on Zoom. You need to raise your hand so that I'll allow you to speak. I'll be able to hear you. Why am I blood? I touched the focus. Okay, I'm back in focus. Okay. All right. So, okay, Casey. Casey, where did your co-host privilege go to? Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to start with Casey. So let me start with you. Say something to me. Let me hear you.
First, I'll say something to Dr. Ayo. Thank you so much, Dr. Ayo. That was awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I said you. Thank you. Good evening. All right, fantastic. So I would be asking you some questions. Your voice is so loud, though. Abi, I can reduce the volume of my TV. It's like David is not used to AC. I can feel that you're catching cold already. You're saying no until you freeze. Okay. So I want to do an exercise, and I want everyone to try and follow this exercise. I think I've done this before. I just remembered now. But this is very significant that we run this. So I'll start with Casey. So Casey, how much do you want to make per month that will make you very comfortable in US dollars?
In 10,000 monthly will make me very comfortable.
Okay, $10,000 monthly will make you very comfortable right now. Okay, so question 1. Why do you want $10,000?
Because I need it.
Why do you need it?
My monthly expenses and investments.
Okay, why do you want to cover your monthly expenses? And why do you want to make investments?
I have to cover my expenses, but nobody will cover it for me. Right? That one is very obvious, and I need to make investments so I can actually grow my finances.
Why will nobody pay your bills for you?
Because I'm an adult and think not dependent on anyone anymore.
Okay. You are an adult. That's why nobody will pay your stuff for you, and you are not supposed to be dependent on anybody anymore. Okay. Fantastic. So should I ask, why are you an adult? No. I'm not going to do that. So the purpose of this exercise is very simple. You want $10,000 a month because you want to pay your bills. And the reason you want to pay your bills is because nobody will pay your bills for you. All right. I asked, why would nobody pay your bills for you? Said, because you're an adult, so you're expected as an adult to be able to pay your own bills. So the question, therefore, is the answers you have given me so far, are they enough for you to have a $10,000 monthly income? Are you there?
Yes. Yes. Yes, they are enough.
They are enough. So now here's the big question. Why are you not already making $10,000 a month?
Like I've learned from the teaching so far. I think I need to grow into the person. I need to become that person who makes $10,000 monthly.
So we'll still go back. Why have you not become the person that makes the $10,000 a month? Because if you need it to pay your bills, because somebody will pay your bills, and so why haven't you become it?
I would say process. I would say I'm in the making of becoming it.
Process. Why has the process taken this long?
I honestly do not have an answer to why the process is taking this long.
Oh, finally, we got to where we don't have an answer. All right. Thank you very much. You have done well, Casey. So I'm going to take someone else. I just want to take about 2 or 3 examples, and then I'm going to teach you what I want to teach and give you an assignment on that. Thank you, Casey, for that. The second hand I saw here, let me go to Cameroon. Let me take, you didn't put your name over Skillofix. So can you unmute and say hello? Let me hear you. Hello?
From Cameroon.
How are you? Good evening.
My name is Lovett.
Lovett.
From Cameroon.
Okay, fantastic. Lovett is a guy or a girl?
He's a guy. He's a guy.
Ah,
The guy that was.
I know. But when you told me your name was Lovett, Lovett in Nigeria, a woman. Eh? And until Lovett. I'm going to tell you, guy. So somebody is not a gigi. Be careful. Okay, it is well. Okay. So Lovett, how much would you like to make per month? $10.
All right. Let me not call too much money. I think that the level that I am now, $5,000 can just be enough for me now.
Okay, good. So why would you want to make $5,000, Lovett?
All right. I have my agency that I want to operate. Part of that money will be used to do advertisement for my agency, and then probably pay some of the people that we are working together. Then part of the money will be used to pay for my basic needs like my house rent, equip my house, and all other things.
Okay.
Yes, because currently I'm a graduate of Masters Mechanical Engineering, so
okay.
I don't really intend to go into the job market. I want to be able to work by myself, and then I make money that can take care of my basic needs as a man and also my business.
Okay. So you said you want the $5,000 income on a monthly basis so you could be able to settle your rents, which I want to also infer that it also includes your bills. And then you want to be able to run advert for your business and project and also be able to pay your staff. So question number 2, why do you want to pay your rent, Lovett?
Normally, but if I don't pay my rent, I'll find myself living with people. And I always like to be secretive, independent. Like I don't want to depend on anyone, like to live with people that probably you've seen you're an adult but you are still around the people that I've been living with, but I want to be on my own because I don't want a situation I will not be able to pay my rent and I'll find myself living with people. Sometimes there are times I used to be on my own, but you see, currently I'm with someone and I really need to also to rent my own apartment. I moved to a town, a new town, and I really need money to pay my house rent. And the rest, I recently moved to a town after graduating, so I needed money to rent a new apartment.
Okay, so you don't like to stay with people because I would have asked you why, but let me create a reason for you. You like privacy. I think you mentioned that already. So that's why you want to be able to pay your own rent and have your own accommodation. Okay, number 2, why do you want to run ads for your business?
Yes, normally I want my business to go viral, and I also want to be making sales, consistent sales for my business. So with that, I need a budget that is dedicated to running of advert, very precise. Currently, I also need part of the money to build my website. I'm on it currently. So
Okay.
if that money comes, I can be able to build a better website and also run my adverts.
Okay. Why do you want to pay your staff?
Normally, if most of them are working based on, how can I say, equity.
Okay.
Now, my people are working, they just depend on the fact that when profit come in, we are going to share all those kind of things. So if I start in a position where I am able to pay them to work rather than us hoping that we work and share money like we are currently doing, I'll have more power in my agency. I'll be
Okay.
able to give the command. I'll be able to have the control because I'm already paying them. But if it comes to the case where they have to believe that they will work before we then share the profit, some of them will not really like work. Yeah. So, but if I have some money at hand, like $5,000 can just be enough. I can use even the $1,000 per month to pay few of them and then work. See the profit that comes, I am in control.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I would have taken this one step further, but I want to take the final person, which has to be a lady. And I think the first lady's hand I saw here was Rose. So thank you, Lovette, for your answers. I'm still going to come back to you. But for now, let me take Rose. Rose, I hope you're a lady, please. God, don't let me hear a man's voice. Yeah, Rose. Rose is a lady. Thank you. Welcome. Finally, a lady. All right. So, Rose, how much would you like? How much would you like?
Okay. Well, $10,000
would be good for you, yes? Okay. So my first question is also the same question. Why do you want a $10,000 income?
Okay. I live in London, United Kingdom, and here we have a lot of bills to pay.
Okay.
First and foremost, it will cover my bills.
Okay.
And then secondly, I'm looking at in the future starting up my own business with $10,000. I can pay my bills. I can save up money to start up the kind of business I want to start and also live the life I want to live. Because I don't intend to work. I don't intend to work forever.
Okay.
I want to get to that point where I'm earning passive income and then live the life I want to live.
Okay. Why do you want to pay your bills, Rose?
The bills were incurred by me, and I'm responsible for my life. So I should also be responsible for paying my bills because I incurred the bills by
So
myself.
if you don't pay your bills, what happens?
Well, if you don't pay your bills, you're going to be in trouble with the people providing services for you. You don't want that kind of issues.
Okay, fantastic. So you said you want to start your business because you want to start a business because you don't want to work for life.
Yes,
Am I right?
Start up my own business.
Okay.
That I can grow it to that point where it becomes giving me passive income.
Okay, I like the fact that you said grow it to a point of passive income. So why do you want passive income?
Yeah, because passive income is the kind of income that will help me live the life I want to live. A life of freedom where I could still be making money and traveling all over the world because that has always been my dream.
Okay, you want to travel all over the world. You want to be able to have the money to do it and the time to do it.
Yes.
Because it's your dream. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much, Rose. All right. So everybody, please listen to me very carefully with the things I'm about to say. The reason you don't have what you want right now, all of you that are doing this exercise with me or the people that came online to talk, is because you do not have enough reason for the money you want. When you don't have enough why for the money you want to make or that you are calling or you're desiring, you will not do the things it takes to get the money. If you have ever had a deadline for something very important and somehow you raise the money before that deadline, it only proves to you that the consequence of missing that deadline was so important to you that you don't want to go into that consequence, it unlocks your ability to raise the money. So we want $10,000, but we cannot answer the question why at 3 levels. So what I want you all to do is to write for me, this is your assignment, and you can begin to do that in class right now, the amount of money you really desire as a monthly cash flow. Okay? I'm giving you a minimum of $10,000 if you are up to 20 years old. If you are below 20, okay. If you are below 20, it's your choice. But if you're 20 already, and by the way, my daughter is 20 today. Everybody, please let me say happy birthday to Ada Billions. It's 20 years old today. She became my daughter since she was 15, so it's like 5 years now that I've been doing fatherhood. Yeah, I'm so proud of that. Okay, so the minimum that I think you should have as cash flow should be 10,000. But if your financial thermostat does not carry $10,000, please put an amount that you believe your financial thermostat will do. If you want more than 10,000, like Impact NRI product testimony says, $20,000 monthly is his own. Like that is something that will make him feel okay a bit for that. So you put yours, if it's 5K, if it's 10K, whatever K it is, all right? And I want you to, step 1, write out 20 reasons you want to make that money. Let me make it easy for you. 20 things you will do with that money. All right? So put the amount of money you want to make, then do 20 things that you want to do with that money. Some of you will run out at 5, it's fine. Some of you will run out at 10. Please don't use ChatGPT for this one. Some of you run out at 18, at whatever number. Some of you will run out at 1. Good for you. So list it. It has to be up to 20. If it's not up to 20, you have not started. Maybe you increase the amount. Then in front of each of these things you want to do with the money, I want you to do a different column and ask the question, why do I want to do this? All right? Why do I want to do this? So this is it. Let's say it's $10,000. Am I? Okay. $10,000. So on the first column, I want you to write things to use 10K for. All right? What you want to use it for. That's what will be here. On this second column, I want you to write why these things. So for each of the 20 things, you write 20. For each of the 20 things that you're writing in the first column, I want you to write the reason for it. All right? Now, on the third column, I want you to write the consequence of not doing those things. All right? I want you to write the things you want to do, 20 things that you want to do with your $10,000 or 20,000 or 50,000, 1 million, whatever is a monthly income. And I want you to ask, why do you want to do this thing? Answer the question for each of the 20. So if I say I want to buy a new iPhone 16, why do I need the iPhone? As a matter of fact, let me make it a little more difficult for you. I want you to ask the why. So you do another column, ask the why twice. So if I say I want iPhone 16 so I can have a clear camera, my reason is so I can have a clear camera to be making content. Then you now ask, why do I want to make content? Which is why this reason. Do you get me? If you get me, please give me 111 in the chat. 10, 20 things I want to do with the money. Why do I want to do each of those things? Then why this reason? Oh, iPhone 17 Pro Max. So that I can be able to make clearer video content. So why do you want to make clearer video content? And then what will happen if you don't make clearer video content? If you cannot answer this question or this question or this question for any of the 20 things you wrote, you strike it out and deduct it from the amount of money. Maybe you are not ready for it yet. But if you do it very well, for some of you that want to do it very, as a matter of fact, should be third level, but at that third level, a lot of you will black out. But you can limit yours to 2, but you can ask 3 whys. All right. So the first why, the second why, and the third why. If you can answer the third why, some of the things you want to do will no longer make sense to you. Be like, and some of the things you want to do, say, yeah, see what I've been missing because I've not done this thing. The moment that emotion comes in, you begin to have the drive that is required for you to attract this. Why is this important? It is because this is going to activate what we call your personal recognition system. I taught these things before, and I usually say, all of you that do Ashwebi, how many person has ever bought Ashwebi before? Please give me Ashwebi in the chat. Ashwebi, you should know how to spell it. If I've ever bought Ashwebi before. Now, if you have ever bought Ashwebi before, you will discover one thing. All right? You discover one thing. When you first see the design of the Ashwebi, it looks unique, it looks cool, it looks nice. You probably say, this is so cool, I have never seen it before, this design. But after they gave you the cloth and you held it, and you drive away from the person that gave you the Ashwebi, on your way, what happens? You now see somebody wearing that Ashwebi, the design. And then you recognize the design, the pattern that, this is not the Ashwebi that I collected yesterday or that I just collected or I collected last week. Why? Because the moment they gave you that Ashwebi and you held it and you touched it, focus on me. The moment you held it and you touched it, all right, you begin to identify Ashwebi, that specific Ashwebi design, everywhere you go. Because your personal recognition system has been activated. The same thing happens to cars. If you want to buy a car now, or you talked about a car, or you just bought a car. I mean, this happened when myself and Dr. I went to buy my first Lexus. Doctor, which car did we go for that we wanted to buy originally that we didn't find? Do you remember? Let me see if you can remember. CLS 500 Benz. So we wanted to buy a special kind of Benz, CLS 500. It was Mercedes. And we looked, the one we saw was not clean. So we said, we don't want. So as we were going around Tinkan, we just stumbled on these Lexus. I had never seen it before. It was so unique. I remember we were going home, we ran into police problem. They said, how can we, looking this young, be driving this kind of car? And they took us to, the doctor was so mad with them that day. One of the things that I used to do that I don't like, he used to shout on police. And when he shouted on police, he said, Baba, mi fa. Nobody knows my father. If they arrest him, it's one phone call his father will make. This guy, I don't want to open. One is, oh God, his uncle is the founder of one of the biggest something that they have in Nigeria. His own personal dad is the first of one of the biggest something that they have even in America. That's his direct dad, though, and the kind of leg that they have in their family. So I'm sure inside him, he knows that if he show them where the police people are not there and something happen, one phone call, they will sack the police. They will, me, I didn't know anybody. Eh, as at that, I didn't even have father again. I think I still have mother then. It's like, so me, I will be calming him down. Calm down. He will be like, how dare you speak to us like that? What do you mean? So long story short, we after we left the police, we were going like, this car that we got is unique. Oh, and only us go they drive this car for town. My brother, my sister. It was a Saturday night. On Sunday, we went to church. And as I closed from church, between the church and my house, I saw about 4 different colors of my car. I saw blue. I saw white of my car. There was a guy that is staying close to your house that drive exactly the same color as mine. You remember the wine Lexus. Why? Because the interaction we had with that car, even though we thought we had never seen it before, activated our PRS such that we now began to recognize that car. This exercise that you are doing is going to activate personal recognition system for the $10,000 you wrote if you do it well. What will begin to happen now after you do this is you will begin to recognize opportunities that had always been there, but you never really saw them, that can make $10,000 possible for you, or 5,000 or 2,000 or 20,000, whatever amount that it is that you want. It will begin to make it possible for you. So to make any amount of money, we first have to define our why. Why do you want it? How bad do you want it? Because when your why is clear, your creativity will be top notch. When your why is clear, your understanding, which is the result producing part of your brain, all right, will become activated for that thing. Your behavior, all right, will be very different. All right? Skill fix. You're okay. Let me help you out. So that is what happens. So defining your why is the first thing we have to deal with. It's the first thing we have to deal with for you to be able to get the kind of money you want. So I want you all to do this exercise. Do it tonight. By next week, I want you to get it done, get it ready. It's very important that we get all of these things done. Now, we're talking about mindset because I want to set this mindset correctly. Something happened. I think I was watching a video I made 3 years ago. I was speaking at a workshop, and then I shared the story of the first time I flew business class international. So what had happened was my bag got bad, my travel bag got bad, and I needed to get a new bag. So I said I wanted to get designer bags. So I called my then assistant, please, where can we get designer bags? So I said, let's go to Dubai Mall. And I said, hey, Aish, I'm not saying the original one. I'm saying the Abba made of Dubai. That's like China made ones. That's the one I'm talking. So okay. And we can go to the general market. It was like Dera, and then ask around. We'll get a good place. We can get nice ones. So we went there. And you need to understand the bag I had before, the most expensive of my bags was 45,000 naira of that time, which is going to be like times 3 or times 4 now. So we got to the place we could get the bag. They brought a set of Louis Vuitton bags. Oh my God, so beautiful. I was like, I want it. So after back and forth, they told me the total price for those bags was about 520,000 naira when we converted it to naira. So I said, no problem, I'll pay. So in my head, I was doing something I've never done before because the most expensive bag I've ever bought was 45K. Now I'm about to spend more than 500K to get a bag. So I bought that bag. I didn't know that I bought Wahala. So we got home and I was about to book my flights, and something said to me in the ear. He said, so you want to carry this designer bag and go and sit in economy? It's like, see life. Oh, when I was doing my economy, JJ, and enjoying life, you did not come. Now I just bought back big expenses. Now you're talking. So I said, okay. Business class. Bang, bang, bang. I looked at it. When I saw the price, I closed my phone. I say it's not me and you. This money, bah, it's too much. So somehow I lost my sleep for 3 days. When I'm trying to sleep, all I'm thinking about is business class. I will open my phone. I started watching YouTube video about Emirates business class. I so much watch it that I know the first thing they will do for you when you get your boarding, when you get to the lounge. I know the kind of food they serve. I know the kind of drink they serve when you get on the plane. I know all the privileges you're supposed to get because I've watched so many videos within those 3 days. On the third day, I couldn't sleep all night. I woke up in the morning as soon as it was like 8 a.m. I called the guy that does exchange for me. I said, please bring this amount to me now. And the guy brought the money. I collected the money, entered train all through, all the way to the airport. I go to the airport. I went straight to where they buy tickets on their counter because I couldn't buy online because I didn't have a card that had that money inside. So I got to the person. They told me, I said, collect my money. I want to pay. I know how much it is. I've checked online already. So the person did the stuff and then gave me ticket for business class. I collected that ticket. It's like, oh my God, this is it. I did it. I did it. I will feel bad tomorrow. But right now, let me first relish this thing. So I called my peer. I said, I've done it. I said, what did you do? I said, I've gone to commit the sin. I said, what sin? I now showed the business class tickets. How? I don't know. I could not sleep. Oh. Since I bought this bag, I could not sleep. So I went through all of this episode. You know, the day of my flight, they sent a chauffeur to come and pick me in my house. Was driving BMW X5, branded Emirates Airline, came and picked me. And then we got to the airport. In my mind, we're going to Terminal 3, where everybody, departure. And we're looking at Terminal 3 in front like this. The man just turned like this. So like, where did this man turn to? An entirely new place that I've never seen before. It was what they called the first class and business class lounge, check-in area. So we got to that particular check-in area, and the first thing I discovered was the place was empty. There were very few people there. So I checked in, went to the lounge, ate all the food that I can eat in this world. I was just jumping from different food places. It was a buffet, At this nice time, I got to the airport very early so that I can enjoy everything. Remember, I said I've watched all the videos. And eventually, I got on the airplane. And when I got on the airplane, I saw the seats, the business class parts, and I looked around and I saw a shocker. Ladies and gentlemen, I was so shocked that the people that were seated in business class with me, when I looked at them, they had 2 eyes. When I looked at them, they had 2 ears. I looked at other people. It's only 1 head that is there. So I said to myself, so the people that have been flying this kind of luxury I just experienced, there are people like me? I said, never again. Economy, bye-bye. I'm not doing. I started flying business. I think the next 2 flights I did was business class. And then one day, I was leaving Nigeria. I was going to Dubai. And I was flying economy. I can't remember why I flew economy that day. I've forgotten the reason. But it was economy I was flying. And for the first time, when they were marching us into the plane, they took us through first class. Before, we used to go from the middle, we pass small business class, and then we'll go to our economy. But this time around, they took us from the very front. So we passed through first class. And as we're going into the first class, the lady in front of me saw, I think it was Igalo, the Nigerian footballer, one of those guys. It's not Mikel Obi, I think it was Igalo. And then the lady jumped on him. Oh my God, I can't snap photo. So the lady created some kind of traffic. So that little commotion she was doing allowed me to really look at the cubicle, the suits for that first class. I was like, eh? It's human being that sits here. Why we are going? Ladies and gentlemen, eventually I went to sit at my economy, and I could not think about anything else all through that flight than what it would feel like to be in that first class. And because I had seen that Igalo and maybe his PA or girlfriend or wife, there was a lady with him nonetheless. And one or two other people that was in that first class did not also have two heads. They also look so much like me. Then I said, this luxury is also meant for me. I want to experience it. So I said to myself, next time I'm flying, if you catch my leg in economy, cut it. And the moment I make this decision, I started to think about it. Somehow, now in my case, this is funny though. In my case, at the time I'm talking about, the money was not the problem. It was the so where I'm coming from. That was the problem. So it wasn't that I don't have the money that could pay for such, but I didn't believe I deserve it. So it was not, let's just maybe it's fly. We're all landing at the same place. So the next time I was flying, it was to Kenya. I was going to have a masterclass in Kenya. So I I saw the price. It was double that of business class. I paid for it. And then I went to buy fresh bags. Doctor, the bags I bought was more expensive than the Lexus, my first Lexus. The price of the bag. I said, this is first class bag. It's that my bag that is outside. It's expensive. Oh. Don't touch it. Don't inherit it. So I got the bag, and I did the first class. All my friends, I called all of them. I said, we have made it. Oh, see, God has used me to lead the way now. All of you, it has to be first class after. So that became the beginning of the kind of lifestyle that I've been exposed to for a couple of years now. Now, what is the point in all of this? When you experience luxury, all right, there is something it does to your mind that you begin to naturally find a way to get back to that luxurious place. If you have never experienced it, you don't know that you have to be there. There is no drive. There is no opportunity. Your personal recognition system is not open for you to find your way back to that place of luxury. But because I experienced it once and I saw that the people, this is their normal lifestyle, don't look different from me. I want it. Now, yours might not be first class or business class or private jet. Yours could be a certain business. Yours could be living in a certain area. Yours could be putting your children in a certain kind of school. Yours could be taking your wife to some kind of vacation or buying your husband a car. It could be anything. You have to find a way to experience it. Some of my students in the past, I told them, which I'm going to give all of you the same assignment, to go to the car dealership in their city, dress very well, and ask for the most expensive car they have. Tell them to power it on, turn the AC, put on the Bluetooth, connect your favorite music, play it, loud it, shake your head to it. You don't have no money, but shake your head and experience it. Oh, the steering wheel, turn it a little bit. If they can allow you to even test drive if you have sweet mouth. Now make sure you know how to drive a car. Don't go and tell me, say Sam Ava that told you I will run. I'm just kidding. But make sure, just experience it. Because the moment it happens to you, it does something to your mind that begins to recognize opportunities that can get you back into that car over and over again, which means you will buy it. If it's a house, all these real estate people that are advertising, call them up, tell them you want to do inspection. See that house, those of you who are Nigerians, you know this guy now, you will love it. Ola of Lagos. How did Ola become rich? It's because when he started doing his stuff, people started giving the opportunity to experience luxury. And little by little, those luxury are now his daily experience. All right. Next time you see him do Call the number and say you want to inspect the house. Go there, dress well. Huh? Experience it. There's something it does to your mind that makes you find your way back there. Do you know why it's been difficult for me to be broke, even though I've faced a lot of serious financial challenges in the last 2 years? A lot of you know that I've been down, like from public eyes. I've taken a break for like 2 years. I'm just coming back out. All right. Why is it easy for me to hold up? Why is it easy for me to come and talk and teach and do all the things that I'm doing, launching all the stuff that we are launching together at the same time right now? Because I had stayed too much in this kind of lifestyle that it's just impossible for me to be below here. It's naturally I will just jack back to the good place because that is my level. That is where I'm supposed to be. And all of this because I experienced it. I told some of you to go to the most expensive restaurants. If it's bottled water you can afford, for once, just experience drinking water in that place. Just experience it. The most expensive hotel in your town. Go there like you want to book for some people that are coming to town. That just want to check the rooms and whatever. Let them take you to the room, sit on the bed. When the person that is showing you is not looking, you quickly lie on it. Say, "No, we can't do that." So don't worry, I'm just trying to check the toppings of the bed. Just feel it. A lot of you have never slept on a memory foam before. Hi. Some of you think luxury is those foam that is hard like wood. You call it orthopedic or whatever. Hey. This foam that when you lie on it, it will embrace you. I don't know. Has anybody slept on a memory foam? My pillow. My pillow. it will hug you. When you wake up, you feel good. There was a flight I took 3 years ago. It was about 9 hours flight. It was raining, it was turbulent, the plane was a bit shaky and all that. I put my seat on zero gravity and I turned on the massage. Oh my God. Well, everybody else was, the plane is shaking. Me, for where? I was enjoying massage. Same was massaging me. I was just floating. I was like, even if like this, we go see Jesus. I mean, Jesus too good. No saying picking, enjoy, come meet him. I was just flowing. All right. But what if I was in economy, packed like sardine? There is luxury and you should experience it. I need focus. So there is luxury and you should experience it. Okay? So, your second assignment. Someone says just hearing memory foam for the first time. Good. Some very big hotel uses it. The foam is so soft. It looks like agege bread. You know agege bread, when you press it, it will come back up. That's the way when you press that foam, it will adjust itself to your size. I don't know how to explain it, but it's soft and just sweet, just like that. All right. So the second assignment I want to give you, which plays to the fact that whatever you want to own, whatever you want to have, practice becoming the person that attract that thing naturally. All right. You want to be a millionaire, don't wait for the millions in cash. Start to act the way millionaires do. Where do they eat? Go and eat there. If it's only once. All right. What kind of car do they drive? Go to where they sell those cars. Enter inside. Do the pom 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 pom, yes, and shake their hand. Say you're coming back. You are coming back. All right. So things like this send a signal to your mind to begin to recognize opportunities that can make this happen for you. So these are the assignments that I want you to do. These are the assignments that I want you to do for the week. This one, very important. Take your time tonight, tomorrow, the day after, all through the week. Work on it. I want you to write the amount you want, 20 things that you want to do with that amount, and why you want to do each of them. You add the reason for each of them. And then the next thing, add the reason for the reason. All right. And then the consequences of what will happen if you don't do those things. All right. The more you write those things, you begin to see why you just have to have those money. And the moment your mind begins to get to that place, you begin to attract all the opportunities that will make it happen. All right. So, what I've tried to establish today is that you deserve $10,000 monthly cash flow. And you and I, in the next 52 weeks, are going to work together to build a business that is going to get all of that done for you. Now, all of the framework and the processes we're going to follow are already prepared. I have my spreadsheet here. Next week, we're going to be talking about what you need to do to make the money you want to make. All right, which means sell something. So, who are the people you are going to be selling it to? So, we're going to be talking about discovering your niche and your ideal customer. All right, today I would have done magic number, but I'm going to start next week with magic number calculation. I'll give you the formula to be able to calculate it. But we're going to be talking about discovering your niche and your ideal customer. So, where should you focus on? A lot of you have tried different things, but you discover that you have multi potentials. So it's difficult for you to actually pinpoint on one thing that you really want to focus your life and your work on. So we will discover that. And beyond that, the people that are going to be paying you, the people that need to listen to you, how do we discover them? So we're going to talk about all of that. And I'm also going to give you your assignments that you will do for next week as well. And then the week after that, we're going to go into personal branding. So that's going to be an incredible one. So that is just 3 weeks ahead. I will not go for the 4th week and the next one, but it's going to get really practical. I'm going to have more guests. I'm going to have more surprise guests like we had Dr. Ayo today. And we're going to have an amazing time together. So, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I have come to the end of today's family meeting. I need to get my DJ vibe back because it's like this is the time I want to play music and whatever. So, how was tonight? I want you to give me feedback in the comment section. How was tonight? Somebody has no memory phone here. How was tonight? Did you learn something? Did you enjoy tonight? Did you learn something? Did you learn something? Before we leave, it is very important, ladies and gentlemen, that it is not about what you wrote down or what we teach. Remember, it is about what you do. So your doing begins with these assignments. All right. Your doing begins with you writing these things down. Don't use ChatGPT. Let it be you answering your own questions yourself. And it's going to really, really create that new version of you. You'll begin to find purpose afresh. You'll find better reasons for doing what you're doing. All right. My number one secret for the little I have made in my entire life is because I had a good, cogent reason behind why I do what I do. Before 2020 was my mom. After 2020 is people like you that comes to tell me that because of what I teach, because of what I do, because of my platform, your life is better. It's because of the testimony of other people that I could impact. That is what pushes me to do what I do. And the more I do them, the more money I make. The more money I make, the more I'm able to do other things that makes me happy as a man. All right. So you got to find your own. When I lost my mom, I lost purpose. I was just not you. But I didn't know what to do anymore. I mean, I didn't have ginger to do nothing. I was just like, it's the person that I was really doing all the work for is the one that's now gone to meet her husband in heaven. So why else would I do what I want to do? And then somehow people started to talk to me and say, oh, because of you, this has happened to me. Because of you, I was able to do this. Because of you, I was able to do that. And that created a new fire, a fresh fire. And that was what led to LAP and all the Ziba ideas and everything that we were able to do. So that is really what brings me here. And that's what's guiding me more and more and more. So that's why I will come here and teach you people. I will teach you till you make all the money you want to make. All right. So this is beyond affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is one of the tools we are going to use for cash flow. All right. We want to be able to build a rock solid business. And what I'm going to be teaching you is how to be a solid business owner even though your business is affiliate marketing. The video VSL that I released, I think 2 days ago, inside it, I talked about the reason people fail at affiliate marketing. And if you have been an affiliate marketer and you did not make money, or you don't make enough money, or you are not making enough money, it is because of these issues. And LAP 2.0 has come to solve all of these issues because of AI. So with the power of AI, we're able to circumvent all the hindrances that prevent an average person from getting an income, selling something. All right. And I identified that the first problem that people have is because they take affiliate marketing as a side hustle. But affiliate marketing is one of the most valuable businesses in the world, e.g., Amazon plus Walmart. Both of them are way more valuable than Saudi Aramco. I'm talking about $3 trillion, $4 trillion worth of business, all built on arbitrage. They don't create their own products, although now that they are big, they have bought up a lot of stuff. But the concept of their business is we sell for you. We connect buyer to seller, and you can build an incredible business around it. So it is not side hustle. I just the post link and the post things for status. Make people see, and hopefully somebody go buy. No. A business has structure. It has goals. It has so many things. So how do you learn all of these things? That is what we are going to be teaching you differently. And how do you use AI to get all of them done? So if you have not registered on LAP 2.0 yet, please reach out to whoever invites you for this event to get your link to register. If you do not have anybody that invites you, just go to lenoflix.com and then go and register there. It's as simple as that. Or send me a message on any social media if you do not know how to get the website. And we're going to help you get on board. So every member of LAP 1.0 that is here today, we are relaunching. And this is our pre-relaunch phase. Now family meeting is back, 9 p.m. every Sunday. We're going to be here 2 to 3 hours. Going to be very, very sweet. This is the least of that this is going to be. It's going to be better and better continuously. So you want to make sure you set alarm and never miss this weekend. By the way, if you're here and you would like to build your personal brand, why am I saying you'd like to be your personal brand? All of you listening to me must build your personal brand, because you will always be less than your size if you don't have a personal brand. I don't care how big you are. You could be bigger. All right. Hence, you don't have a choice. So I'm going to be hosting a masterclass every Saturday. We're going to start this next Saturday. All right. And I would like you to attend. So just wait somehow on any of my social media for information about it. But if you are in LAP, just log into your marketplace. There's a link for you to buy to register for the masterclass. It is actually free. You just pay anything you like. All right. You pay anything you like. It's your choice. Whatever you have, you accept it, and then you can pay and be able to attend on Saturday. We are going to be breaking 2 major concepts on Saturday, which is your core identity, and we're also going to be setting your digital presence. All right. So these are very important. All the foundation of who your target audience are supposed to be, what your brand manual should contain, because what we're going to come out with is a complete brand manual, your mission statement. We're also going to work on your social media presence and bio. Every 10 yards of that, we're going to cover all of that, and we're going to have all the work documents that you need to get your personal brand started. I'm going to hopefully throw in a bonus, which is your content calendar creation. I'm going to show you exactly how you can get it done within few minutes. It's going to blow your mind. I have specifically prepared the software. I built it myself, actually. I built a software just to assist you with your mission statements and your social media bio. I'm going to be releasing that software to you. I think it's VADAI or something. It's vadai.com. Can't remember the URL. Anyway, I'm going to be giving it to you. Those of you who are going to be available on Saturday, and we are going to be able to get it built. If you're an old LAP member and you're here, please log in. You can log in at lenofleece.com. Once you get to lenofleece.com, click on LAP and then go to login. It's going to prompt you to download our app. Please download and install the app. All right. So you'll be able to reach your website through the mobile app. All right. When you log in, you'll be able to see your old wallet. Those of you who have old wallet, you'll be able to see it. Those of you who are investors, you'll also be able to see your investors' wallet. And that is where all the withdrawal is going to happen. We are back. 1K Club is live inside LAP. So you can go through the 1K Club. We have 3 rock solid courses. We have vibe coding. Now the course videos are there. We have AI pages. We have it. And the third one, we have faceless YouTube channel. We have 3 niches. I think it's 2 niches that we uploaded. We are doing 5 niches, but we've done 2 niches. They are there. Incredible. These are ways you can make thousands of dollars using AI. All right. So that one is there. We have an incredible affiliate marketing training that you must watch. It's already waiting for you. So log in, enjoy all of these beautiful things. All right. And then we're going to talk again in the community. Thank you very much, everybody. Fantastic, fantastic. All right. So oh, happy birthday, Creative Savvy. Congratulations. Thank you for that. Fantastic. All right. Come and can someone sell LAP in Canada? Yes, you can sell LAP anywhere in the world. We have members from everywhere. All right. So we have payment processor that can process payments anywhere in the world. Everything is perfect. So now LAP joining is also free. You don't need money to join LAP anymore. But we have a premium package which you should upgrade to because you won't have access to 1K Club training if you're not on premium. Number 2, your commission will be divided into 2 if you're on free package, but at least you still get half. So it's good. So money is no longer the reason for you not to be a part of the family. And this is why we're taking family meeting public for the first time. That's why we're on YouTube. Naturally, family meetings inside Zoom, only member to member. We used to fight. We used to dance. We used to do DJ and all of these beautiful things. But right now, we're not doing that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being a part of the maiden edition of our 52 long week of value family meeting. Next week, same time, 9 p.m. I'm going to be here on YouTube and on Zoom. I'm going to have incredible time together. If you're having difficulty logging in, I think the admins are going to attend to you. All right, we're working on that glitch. There are 1 or 2 things that we want to finish up before we are done. Madam Caroline, I already addressed all of that. All of that information, but please send me a message so I can give you an update on that already. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a nice evening.
Behind every desire you admire are requisite action that you need to take in order for that desire to transpire. I want to say welcome, Accra, Ghana, to the 40 Streams Conference.
Here in the hall, you connect with great mentors. You get information that will make you relevant in your generation. And just the lack of this information can cost you another 10 years of frustration.
It's not a question of whether you can make money online. It's a question of what systems are you aware of that you can take advantage of to make money online.
So we are not looking at individuals that are just doing the thing. We are just looking at a crop of people who are banded together, seeing themselves as a team that is making a transgenerational change.
Until you take that decision and say, like the biblical character called Esther, if I perish, I perish. There won't be any change.
Most importantly, will you take action repeatedly? Because action is not enough. Taking repeated action is what creates results.
The key is what? Focus.
Please, ladies and gentlemen,
That's right.
with a standing ovation, we want to welcome into this hall,
That's right.
Mr. Kwame and Sam Harvard. Put your eyes together.
Yes. billionaire is not a function of age. It's not a function of your nationality. It's not a function of gender, and it's not even a function of your spirituality.
People are saving lives on the internet. People are changing their families' financial standings using the internet. If today we have mobile money and my 72-year-old mother can send and receive money,